fuck's the button to start recording, though? No, it is. Oh, it's recording. Ha! Whatever. Edit. Alright, so last time I was here, we went over... Not store, goddammit, champions. The legendary cards for everybody and how they were really uber expensive. Well, hi-rez actually listened, and by hi-rez, I guess Drybear, because he's the lead designer of Paladins, listened to everybody's outcries and has reduced the price of legendary cards to 12,000. Also, thank you to everyone who told me that when opening loot chests, the fourth thing you could only get with the booster activated. I did not know that because I didn't pay enough attention to the patch notes, or patch notes weren't worded right. I'm going to go with the first one because, to be honest, I was only paying attention to the legendary cards and how characters were either buffed and or nerfed, depending on what passives they got taken away from them. But yeah, so now that the legendaries are 12,000 instead of 16,000, or 18, 17, I can't remember the original price. Anyway, they're cheaper. So that's really good because it doesn't take as much to get anything. Also, my essence went up by a lot because I bought a couple when they were still really expensive. So I'm back to 300,000. I bought one or two, I think. That would take me to 80. Yeah, I bought two in that time. And I just want to go over something. So, like, Roxas has Nether Step, has 3 separate charges, and is no longer linked. So you can just dash independently of each other. Reversal always fires back a minimum of 800 damage, which is a lot of damage. It's more than his actual revolver does. And then heads will roll 50% increased headshot damage. To be honest, I feel like these two are infinitely more useful. Unless you have, like, godlike aim, then obviously being able to kill people 50% faster with headshots is good. Though these two are the two that will always be active, whereas as soon as reversal's on cooldown, this is no longer in use, where this always works as long as you're trying to hit people in the head, and this is always working because that cooldown is always... It's like Agni ult if you're from Smite. It's always coming back up. So I personally, since I'm not good with getting headshots, I'll probably using Darkstalker whenever I use in Roxas, but I'm kind of just going over each legendary card to see which one is actually, like, worth your money depending on how you play the character. So if you're really good at being accurate, then obviously heads will roll, help you kill people faster. If you would much rather be more maneuverable around the map and basically stay in the air forever, then Darkstalker will work. Godslayer, I feel like that could work in a competitive setting if people aren't expecting it, because it takes an ability that makes people go, oh, I can't shoot you anymore, and then you could still hit them with a good, like, chunk of damage. So you get defensive and offensive bonuses with it. This one just, I feel like, is more situational and how you can use it than these two, where these are more of like, this one literally you could use forever as long as you're shooting people in the face, and then this one makes you, it increases your survivability. Really just depends on your playstyle for this one. So I feel like Androxus's legendaries aren't terrible, and I kind of take back what I first said about which ones are better and which ones are worse. His are very dependent on your playstyle, and that's really cool. It's kind of what they're trying to introduce. Unlike Barracks, where Fortify gives his barricade 4,000 more health, this makes his blunderbuss do a little more damage, and this makes his turret do a little more damage. Actually, no. Shit. These are actually so vague that I don't remember what they actually do. Which is a problem people have talked about on Reddit, because honestly, enhances Barracks blunderbuss in what fucking way? Like, honestly, it's so vague. I don't know if it adds back because I know this gives his turrets more damage, but I don't know if this makes it so the turrets mark people so your blunderbuss does more damage, because they took that passive away and put it back on one of these two legendaries, and I don't know which one it is. But yeah, either way, 30 more damage per shot on things that die pretty quickly, not that great. The damage on his blunderbuss is okay, but if people kill your turrets, then it's gone. And then this is just more tankiness, which with Torvill in the game and Wrecker being so good, that's going to be good forever because it's going to make it harder to get through. In all honesty, Barracks, like, shield base is really easy to rip through. with concentrated fire, so adding 4,000 health to that is really good. I feel like there's really no reason not to just pick this out of his 3 legendaries, unfortunately. Bomb King's actually got a lot of good ones. Chain Reaction is his old passive where for each bomb that gets put on somebody, you'll deal 30% more damage when they all explode together. So you could basically nuke someone if you get 3 bombs on them. So that's really good. Demolition. Grumpy Bomb destroys every shield when it's deployed. That's amazing. And then Accelerant. Increases the self knockback of Poppy Bomb by 60%. Basically, it makes you fly around like you're a madman if you like doing that with Poppy Bomb. And then, like, if you combine Accelerant with Air Blast, then you just fly around the map like nobody's business. That's more of a fun thing. These two are just really fucking strong, because you will nuke people with this and nuke shields with that. And buying both of these, well, you get this one for free, but buying this one and this one, I feel like you should own all 3 if you're a serious Bomb King player. Whereas something like Barrack, you don't even have to buy any of the other legendaries if you like playing Barrack. This one's just the better one out of all 3 of them. That's the only problem I see with a lot of these cards so far, is that sometimes the character has one clearly better one than the rest of them, and there's no reason to get the other ones. Whereas Bomb King has 3 really cool ones. One for, you know, doing a really absurd flying around because of Poppy Bomb's bomb build, and then one that just nukes people, and the one that just destroys every shield in the game. So if you go up against somebody like Torvill, Fernando, or Torvill, Barrack, I wouldn't say Makoa because his shield doesn't last that much longer, though actually now that he can, one of his legendaries just plops the shield on the ground, it would be good against that as well. I had to remember those kinds of things. But yeah, Bomb King, you could have all 3 of them, and depending on what you're doing and how you're playing, they're good. So I actually like Bomb King's legendary cards. I don't have any qualms with this. This is actually, he's a really good base for what they should do with legendary cards. Make each one good in their own right and situational. Whereas some characters just have clearly better ones. Like Cassie's, deal 40% bonus damage after your next shot with dodge roll. Increase the damage of blast shot by 300. And then your first shot against an aerial target will disengage. Hit by disengage will deal bonus damage equal to 30% of their max health. So hers are all about doing more damage and killing people faster, but some, like this one, is significantly easier to hit than all of them. I don't know what it is, but if you've watched me play Paladins at all, for whatever reason, after I dodge roll, I can never fucking hit that shot, which sucks balls. But I understand that that's a me thing. But so this card that just makes blast shot do a bunch of damage is awesome, because I think, no skills, blast shot does 450 damage and reduces healing for 50% for 3 seconds. So that just makes this do 750 damage. It's just a boom. You can hit 2 or 3 people that are not super close to each other, but it's a good AoE 750 reduced healing. Like, that's great. Whereas this is really good for hurting people after dodge roll, which is good. And then this one, this is your, I'm really good at the game and I can be really accurate, because you'll nuke the shit out of someone but taking off 30% of their health. This is the tank shredder card for her. So if you notice, you are going up against fucking Buck, Makoa, and not Torvill, because his health isn't actually that high, but like, you know, characters with higher health pools, you want to get big game, knock them up, and then hit them while they're flying through the air. Obviously, that's, you know, more situational if you're actually good at aiming, but she actually has 3 good cards that are good for different things. Like, this Impulse one is good for people who, like me, for whatever reason, can't hit the dodge roll shot or the big game shots. I could just use this and deal more damage no matter what. That's great. I like Cassie's 3 legendaries as well. Drogo's kind of sucks for him, because he got a bunch of stuff taken away and then brought back into legendaries. So, like, Combustible, Fire Spit now knocks back and deals an additional 30% of its damage to targets hit over 2 seconds. So basically, this is what it used to do by itself. And then direct shots deal 50% more damage. If you don't like fire spitting and making people clear out an area, then, you know, you could just kill people really quickly if you're accurate, and then increase the flight speed of booster by 65%. This was actually a kind of a bug, or just not a bug maybe, but like it wasn't working the right way, kind of, and then they kind of fixed it, but they're like, yeah, it was really fun to be able to fly really quickly as Drogo, so they brought it back. Though I know this is the main way a lot of people play Drogos with combustible by using Fire Spit and clearing out areas, because it does a lot of damage and it has a huge area of effect and knockback potential. So, seeing as how that's your base card, most people playing Drogos are going to be like, oh, I don't even notice anything if they didn't go and buy any legendaries. This is for really accurate players, and then this is for people who want to go fast. They want to play Sonic the Sky Dragon. I don't know. Because Tails didn't really go that fast, so I don't want to be like, they get to play Tails in Paladins. But just imagine if Sonic had a jetpack, and there you go, Worm Jets is for you. So these are good, though I feel like these two are going to be the ones people pick most, unless you really just like going fast and you live by the gotta go fast lifestyle. You get a Sonic tattoo on your face, and then you do Sonic fan art all the time. Then, yeah, Worm Jet's probably for you. Eevees, I don't know if I don't like them, because it's just, I feel like, I'm pretty sure both of these cards were actual just regular cards that they turned into legendaries, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because it was in our base deck. The healing one was. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I know I had just put Wormhole in my deck back when people told me about it, and now it's a damn legendary, which is good, but if you're someone who liked combining certain things, you no longer get that option. But the first one, you heal basically to full during your ice block, unless somebody were to hit you while inside it with debuff, like that debuff's healing, which is a thing I found out a long time ago. If Evie she's still immune to damage, but not to debuff effects. So that's good. If you see somebody in an ice block, or somebody playing Evie in an ice block, and you're running Victor with Cauterize 3, don't be scared to open up on the ice block thinking, oh, it's not going to do anything. You should nerf her healing. As far as I know, that hasn't been changed. So that's good. Over the Moon reduces the cooldown by Soar by 5 seconds. Basically, if you want to be Drogos with Worm Jets, but Evie instead, just fly around forever and be super annoying, there you go. That heal's really strong. Obviously, you basically just heal to full. Wormhole, Blink may use second time within 4 seconds to reach the initial casting location. It's same as Wormhole used to be. It's just now you don't have to put points into it in your decks to get like an additional benefit out of it. You just have to pick a legendary. So basically, this is all really dependent on your playstyle. There's no one clear winner, I would say, here, because Wormhole is really good if you want to be able to blink in, blink out. Soar is really good if you want to fly around a bunch and be really, really hard to hit. Reprieve is good if you just kind of suck and you want to be able to heal yourself and panic ice block. So, not bad. Hers aren't terribly misbalanced or anything like that. I wouldn't say there's a clear winner here, although reducing the cooldown of Soar by 5 seconds is kind of amazing, because it's at a 10-second cooldown, so you're literally cutting it in half, and then you can just buy cooldown reduction on top of that, and it can make it like 3 seconds, and you could just fly around forever. Actually, that one might be the best one that I've thought this all through, because of how low you can get those cooldowns. Alright, Fernando. Aegis. Your shield has an infinite duration and cooldown reduced to 8 seconds. Basically, you get to pop your shield, and unless it dies, it doesn't go away, or unless you put it away, it doesn't go away. That, and it comes back faster, because the cooldown right now on it is 15 seconds, so it cuts it in half. 1 second. I gotta let my cat into the room. There you go. Okay. That's good. Formidable. Regenerate 40% of your health over 3 seconds when you fall below 15% of your max HP. That's also good, because if you don't have a healer, or your healer's just not healing you, then you can, back off. Well, actually, no. This isn't a card that you would use in that. It's a card that heals you while fighting. I don't know why I was thinking about like healers and such. But it gives you a second chance, basically, to keep fighting. Or to get rescued by your healer. Scorch, Fireball. Fireball deals 30% more damage and 30% more for each additional target hit. The big old nuke Fireball, that got taken away and put into a legendary. To be honest, I feel like one of these two is going to be the winner here if you're playing a more passive-aggressive Victor, whereas this one will be more aggressive Victor. Not Victor, Fernando. Jesus Christ. We got Victor on the brain today. But yeah, I feel like these 3 cards aren't terrible against each other or anything like that. There's none that I'm like, oh man, this is really bad. Because this one works every time you use Fireball. This one works every time you use the shield. This one has a 45-second cooldown, like internal cooldown, to where anytime you're about to die, you just heal 40% of your HP back. So this is good. This, I feel like, is all good. It's cool that the Aegis one is first. Though, with how fast shields get destroyed, I don't know how useful this one is going to be. Though, reducing the cooldown to 8 seconds is really good. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to see which one of these is going to be used the most. I feel like they're mostly situational, which, again, is what you want out of the legendary cards. You don't want one to be like, this is the good one. That's it. Whoa, almost knocked my coffee over. Let's not do that. Speaking of coffee, let's take a sip and go over some more. Maelstrom. When your in-hand deals when your in-hand deals damage, reduce cooldown of Shock Pulse by 0.1 seconds. The Shock Pulse bounces 4 more times. Basically, you want to deal damage as Grok? There you go. That's your damage dealer. Just bounce shit and kill people and fun times. Allies healed by healing totem receive CC immunity for 2 seconds. Internal cooldown of every 1 second. So basically, you get CC immunity if you're inside the healing totem. Not bad. Basically, it's like, if you see a Torvill in the enemy team, you can be like, guys, group up, stand on the totem. If he says it's working, it's not working. So, that's cool. And then Wraith. If you would have died, Ghost Walk instead and heal for 15%. Only internal cooldown of 30 seconds. Not bad either, because it makes, it doesn't use, as far as they said when they were going over everything, it doesn't use your Ghost Walk cooldown, I don't think. So it just goes, like, it has its own internal cooldown. It doesn't use your Ghost Walk ability. As far as I know, which, if that's the case, you literally can Ghost Walk for, it doesn't say, become on target and gain 20% movement speed for 1.5 seconds. Okay, so for 1.5 seconds, you can't be hurt. And then you can put down your totem. Then you can Ghost Walk again. So that way, it's for like 3 seconds, you just can't be hit. If you can actually use it like that. Though, I don't know. If you like aggressive Grok, that's good. If you like making sure you can counter CC, that's good. And if you just suck and don't want to die, that's good. Like I said, Grok, good example of 3 different legendaries that do 3 totally different things, and there's no clear winner there. In my opinion. Somebody might come along and be like, excuse me, but the CC immunity is so good, you don't even need to do anything else. Which is fine. You can do that. I'm sorry you sound like that, but it's fine. Alright, Grover. Crippling Throw, now also Roots. That's actually pretty awesome. Because you just, bam, hit someone and then they're stuck. Pretty good. Increase your damage scaling over distance by 30%. Hey, Kanessa, I saw you sniping and said, how about axes instead of energy beams? Actually, what is her? I think it's a, not a pulse rifle. I don't know what her weapon is. Where is she? Oh, she's the next character. I can't see what it's called. Sniper rifle, energy carbine, or powerful laser rifle. There we go. Yeah, I see your laser beams and I one-up you with some axes, is what Grover says. Rampant Blooming. Healing allies with Blossom will heal them for an additional 160 health per second for 4 seconds, giving them 40 health more per second. So, 3 totally different things. Do you need extra CC? Do you want to kill people with Grover like you used to when he was melee? Or do you want to be a kind of better healer, but not really, because that's not that much health over 4 seconds in all honesty. Don't know about Rampant Blooming. Ferocity and Deep Roots seem like they're easier to work in, whereas this healing, Grover's healing has never been super amazing. Yeah, the burst heal from Blossom is good. Activate this ability to heal your allies instantly for 1,000. So it's like when you use Blossom, it's 1160 plus the 80 per second. Not bad healing in all honesty, but at the same time, I feel like being able to root people in place while crippling them is way better than people think it is. Shaolin. Wait, yeah, Shaolin? No, not Shaolin. Shit, what's the guy in Smite? I can't remember the dude in the Smite. Erlang Shen, where his pen used to root and cripple. Not just roots. It roots and it's still good. When it root and crippled, he was broken because nobody could do anything and they would just die. So, I don't know if people know how good that is, because his axe is not hard to hit. Crippling throw is actually really easy to hit, and people are going to underestimate you getting hit with that and then being like, oh shit, I can't move, and then they're dead. So, I like Deep Roots a lot. Increasing your damage, if you need... It doesn't really work that well, because you want to be a healer, but then this requires you to be back to use it, and it conflicts. This card is bad. It's not bad, but it doesn't make sense. Just like Grover's whole being farther away and throwing axes makes me do a lot of damage, but I want to be close to the enemy because I'm going to be close to my team so I can heal them, so I do less damage. So that's why I feel like Deep Roots might win over these two, but that's just my opinion. Obviously different. They're different, but I don't know if they're different enough to really say if either of them is the clear winner. I think Deep Roots might be the best one, and I said what I said wrong. Oh well. It looks like there might be a clear winner there. If you have points to bring up that says one way or the other that they're better or not, then please tell me. All right, Kanessa. Sorry, we'll move on now. Deal 50% increased damage with headshots. I think it was 30% before or something. I don't remember. I remember Drybear saying something about it. How they don't want you to get one shot unless it's a headshot, especially with Kanessa. So this basically means I think you can one-shot squishies with a full-powered headshot. I feel like a Sky or a Maeve. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't tested it, but I think that's the case. Let me check real quick. Carbine does 150 damage every shot. It doesn't say... Oh, dealing up to 1,000 damage, so 1,500. So she can't. Okay. With just a 50%... Oh, wait, no. I think it's at 50%. So she could do 2,000 damage? Or is it 1,750 damage? I can't remember how headshots work off the top of my head. Like how much damage per shot. If it's 25 or 50% more, and then that adds 50%. Because if the headshot multiplier is 1.5, and then you add 50% on top of that, and since percentages in Paladins like Smite are additive, then she'll do double head damage if she gets a fully charged headshot, meaning 2,000, meaning dead squishies. Then yeah, that'll work. If it's 1.25 plus 50, then it'll be 1,750, which I don't know if anybody has that low of a health pool. No. Is there not a way to see people's health? Well, damn. I was going to look at that, but I guess that's not a thing. Yeah. Huh. Rip. So, it just depends on what the damage is. Anyway, this is if you're good at shooting people in the face and want to kill them really quickly. Eagle Eye. Steady aim. Hitting a fully charged shot will cause your next fully charged shot within 5 seconds to do 30% more damage. There is no internal cooldown, so if you keep hitting fully charged shots, you'll just be dealing 30% more damage no matter what. This is with headshots and body shots. So, obviously, if you're better at hitting headshots, Eagle Eye is better. If you're not, and you mostly aim for the body because you're like, I can't hit targets that small, then this is good. And then, for an entirely different type of playstyle altogether, Suppression. Multiple Oppressor Mines can now affect the same target, and Oppressor Mines now slow for an additional 20%. Meaning, you can grab this, and where is it? Cooldown of Oppressor Mines is reduced by 1.5%. That's good. Is there not the... The one that like increase your maximum deployed mine count by 1. You can do 4 mines. They all can hit the same person. This is the really like I'm gonna set up on the objective, throw mines fucking everywhere, and as soon as people come in, and then just get slowed and just like the mines can do a lot of damage if they're like, let's see, they do 4 damage every 0.2 seconds connected to enemies. So that's 40 damage a second. And if multiple mines can hit one person and there's just lines everywhere, it's basically like, what's her face from Overwatch? Symmetra? I think that's her name. You can just throw mines out and just have people just being burned to death while sniping them because they're really slow. So this is good. I can hit people with fully charged shots, but just not in the face. This is, I'm the deadliest Kanessa player you've ever seen. You're going to be melted. And this is, I don't care about sniping. I want to throw mines. I like this. There's obviously, like, this is for good Kanessa players. This is for Kanessa players. And these are for people who don't care about sniping, which I think is good. It promotes different kinds of play styles. And these two help people. Like, you can bridge a gap here. The more accurate you get means you can switch over to Eagle at some point. I like her threat legendaries. So, Maeve. Activating 9 lives, cleanses all crowd control, and damage over time effects. Yikes. You can jump a 3rd time. Yikes. Eliminations reset the cooldown of Pounce. So, yeah. Maeves are all really good, and I don't really know which ones are the best. Having 3 jumps all the time is fucking absurd because she's just going to be flying around. Being able to cleanse CC and dots, also amazing. And eliminations reset the cooldown of Pounce, which Pounce is the really quick dash. Means, boom, you kill somebody. You can either jump on someone again or dash out. Like, these are all really good, and I don't know which one's the best. Like, it's not even that these promote different play styles that much. It's just, this one is defensive. This one is fucking, I don't know, just absurd. Being able to jump that many times and fly all over the place. And then this one, just being able to dash that quickly, because her dash is fast, and it goes pretty far too. Like, these are just good all around, and I don't know which one is clearly the best because they're all situationally really good. Especially this one. This one's more situational if you see a lot of CC and dots, but like this one's just good all the time, and this one's just good all the time because you're an assassin, you'll be killing people. This is, I get to jump around like fucking crazy. So yeah, I don't know. Maeves are great, and it's kind of stupid that she gets all of these. That's just my opinion. So, Makoa. Gain 80% bonus damage on your first shot after hitting an enemy with Dredge Anchor. That's a lot of damage. If you want to be more aggressive Makoa, like how I play them, then this is good. So I'm glad that's the default. This is also good. Gaining 1,500 health on top of, I think he's got 38. So that gives you 53, and then you double that when you ult. That's a lot of health. So, Leviathan, also really good. Shell Shield is now placed on the ground and is not channeled. So it's kind of like Winston Shield now. You just place it and then you can do things. These are all really good, in all honesty, and I don't know which one I actually want because I haven't looked at Makoa because I knew I was going to dread trying to figure out which I want. Because this is great, but being able to live is awesome, and then missing out on that damage sucks. But also being able to do things while the shield is on the ground is really cool too. So this all sucks balls because I want all 3 of them. So yeah, like I said, not sure which one's going to be the best because, man, all these are great. I want them all. Drats. Maldamba. Canos Wrath. Dread Serpent causes the enemy to take 20% increased damage. This was a passive that was already on his ultimate that is now being added back on. I think it might be slightly more damage. I'm not 100% certain. Unless Dread Serpent isn't his ult. No, it is. Okay, thank God. Spirits Chosen. Healing a target already affected by Mending Spirits Hot heals for a flat 300. So there's a burst heal on top of the healing over time that you put on people with your right click. And seeing as how you can give yourself a reduced cooldown with it. Oh, wait. No, that's when you miss. Drats. Yeah, Mending Spirits 1 second when you miss. I don't know if there's one where you get a cooldown reduction without it. Reduce cooldown of Gourd, reveal enemies hit, just cooldown of Mending Slither, Spirits, 15 health per second while healing an ally with Mending Spirits. I like how I have that in my goddamn deck, and it's like, you don't have it. I thought they were going to fix that, but apparently it's not fixed yet. Reduce all characters' cooldowns, but 10% when you get an elimination, 50 health, Gourd's gain. Let's increase Slither distance, generate 1 ammo. Okay, so you can't just reduce the cooldown of it, but it lasts long enough that if you constantly right-click on somebody, you're a pocket healer. Gourd now slows enemies in the area for 40%. These are all really I don't know, like, to be honest, Canos Wrath was good. Like, having that all the time was good. But being able to heal someone a lot or slow a bunch of people in a pretty big area is also really good. I feel like these two are going to be the ones more picked than this one. 20% damage from your whole team is great, but at the same time, being able to slow everybody every time Gord is up and being able to heal people even more, these are both shorter cooldowns and there's no internal timer on either of them, especially Spirit's Chosen. So I feel like these two are better than Canos Wrath, in all honesty. Pip, hit Mega Potion. Healing Potion heals allies for twice as much. So, seeing as how his potion heals for 1,200, and now it heals for 2,400. That's a lot of healing. It's good healing for Pip. Catalyst, Explosive Flask. Targets hit with the Explosive Flask are marked for 3 seconds. Take 40% more damage from your weapon shots. That's great. Acrobatics. You can now double jump during weightless and increase the duration of weightless by 1 second. Now, I don't know about you, but weightless is a good escape tactic. It's not great, but it's good. It's decent, I would say. And having a double jump on it, while not bad, I don't know if it's enough to warrant a legendary card. Catalyst is your old passive, so that's good to have back. And then Mega Potion, being twice as good a healer, not bad either. Doesn't affect you, and it also doesn't say it has a 2 times longer cooldown, which is a thing they noted before, but apparently isn't a thing anymore. If that's the case, then Mega Potion I feel like is going to win, because 2,400 burst healing is amazing. So, in my opinion, I feel like Mega Potion might win out over all these three, in all honesty, which kind of sucks. It doesn't really promote different playstyles. It's more boom healing, unfortunately. Ruckus's cards. Gain 100 ammo. Not bad. He can just shoot forever. Flux Generator. When used on an objector, Repulsor Field is twice as powerful. Great, because he can actually use that without being on an objective now. So being on an objective and making it even better is good. And then Aerial Assault. He gains a 3rd charge for Aerial Assault. Or, no, it doesn't say to what. His skill, Advance. Jesus Christ. Oh, it does. Advance gains a 3rd charge. Gee, I need to learn how to read. Standing Still causes Ruckus to jet upwards. This is a good escape card. This is a good defense card. This is a good offense card. So 2 defense and 1 offensive option. And I guess you could say this is an offensive option as well. So, but it's also just more maneuverability, which is easier to get around. But yeah, Ruckus's card's not bad. I feel like increasing Repulsor Field to 60% reduced damage while on an objective is amazing. So I feel like that might be the best one. But that's just me. Shaolin, not loadout. Jesus Christ. Recurve. Draw your bow 15% faster. Seeing as how it takes 1 second to draw his bow to max damage, you're taking off 15 milliseconds, I think it is. Or just... Is it milliseconds into a second? I don't remember. So I actually feel kind of dumb saying that. But yeah, so it's 15% off of 1 second. So not bad. It increases your DPS. Shifting Sands gain 100% lifesteal during Heat Haze. So during your ultimate, if you hit somebody with a fully charged 1,000 damage shot, oh, it says every 1.5 seconds. So somebody lied on the patch note show. But yeah, every time you hit someone with 1,000 damage during your ultimate, oh, and you draw your bow 50% faster. I didn't know that did that. You get your health back pretty instantly, and then increase the stealth duration of withdrawal by 3 seconds. So, these are all really, like, these two are situational as hell. They're not really straight up one way or the other good. Whereas this one is increase your DPS, which he's got really good burst damage. Increasing the DPS potential of it is just amazing. So I feel like Recurve is really good. Having 100% lifesteal is good, though I don't know how useful it is during an ultimate where he's stealthed and makes copies of himself. I guess if you're really, like, you're about to die, you could jam on your fucking ultimate. But at that point, you're probably in the same area, so whoever's shooting you might still kill you, even if you're stealthed. And then increasing the stealth duration of withdrawal by 3 seconds. Not bad. It actually helps you move around, because right now it's only at 2 seconds, which doesn't feel like a long time. And 5 seconds is much longer than that, so it actually helps you maneuver out of a sticky situation. Though, if you're using it because you're at 400 HP and about to get smacked in the face with a Makoa cannonball, and you go backwards instead of literally any other direction, you're still going to get smacked by a Makoa cannonball and still die. I feel like Recurve is going to be the one that most people use because it's so easy to use. There's no real thought process to it. Though Shifting Sands and Desert Shadow have the highest outplay ability to them, especially this one. But who knows what is actually going to get picked the most. I don't really think there's a clear winner there. This Skies is hard as shit to figure out because honestly, I like Preparation a lot. Reduce all cooldowns by 100% when getting a kill or elimination, except on your ultimate. It doesn't say that, but it should. That's amazing. Just keep poison bolting, keep throwing out smoke bombs and stealthing. That's awesome. Debilitate. Deal 20% more damage to targets hit by poison bolts. Nuke someone faster. Surprise attack. Deal 300 bonus damage on your first shot out of hidden. That's really good too. Out of all of these, I feel like being able to get your cooldowns back really quickly if you're going up against another team of squishies is amazing. It is, well actually, it isn't even reliant that you get the last hit because it's or elimination. That's amazing. Getting your cooldowns back as Sky, who relies on her ability to stealth in and out of areas, is huge. So I feel like Preparation is honestly the best. To be fair, being able to do 20% more damage is good, and being able to hit hard your first shot out of hidden is good. But getting all your cooldowns all the time, that just seems way better, in my opinion. So I feel like that one wins. I don't know, somebody might come at me and be like, but the DPS is blah, blah, blah with numbers and math. That's great. I haven't done math. If you've done the math, awesome. Tell me the math. I haven't done it. In my opinion, or not in my opinion, it just sounds good to have all your cooldowns reset all the time. Torvill, Alternating Current. Increases recharge's duration by 1.5 seconds, meaning you rip shields better and you give yourself more shields over that duration. Awesome. Increase the duration of Runic Blast by a second, which makes it go from 1.5 to 2.5 seconds. It means people can't do anything but run away for 2.5 seconds. While great, being able to live and getting rid of shields is really good. I don't know if that outweighs this. And then Field Study, allies affected by protection gain 40% damage while it is active. Good, only problem, protection is only 2 seconds, and it's really easy to get through or wait out. So I don't, because as soon as the shield drops, it's gone. Like that damage buff is gone. So while this steroid sounds good, it's only for 2 seconds, and you've got to be really communicating with your team when it's happening, or just paying attention. If you hear, what's her name? Tyra start to ult, you can put that on her, and for 2 seconds, she'll rip through people way faster. But I just don't know how good it is without communication. So this is more team-based and more I'm playing competitive or something based. This is, I don't want you to be able to shoot or use abilities for what feels like an eternity to you, even though it isn't that long. And then this one is, I like having shields and getting rid of your shields. So basically, if there are a lot of shields, pick this one. If there aren't, pick this one. And if you're in a competitive match and are communicating with people through either Curse or whenever Paladins gets its own VoIP or anything, then use this, is my opinion. So Torvald's got a good mix of everything. Tyra, gain 20% lifesteal. Just out the gate, she has lifesteal. That's great, because she has a hard time staying alive because she has no movement abilities and all damage. Whereas giving herself lifesteal and then building lifesteal on top of that means she'll be able to heal herself without needing a healer on her the entire time. That's amazing. Hunter's Mark damage increase now also benefits allies. Hunter's Mark only does 15% increased damage, but it's for 6 seconds, and with this card, all of your teammates get that bonus. That's really, really good. I feel like this is solo. If you're playing casual, this is good. If you're playing competitive and communicating, you can just mark someone and be like, kill them. And then your team can just pounce and destroy someone. That's really good. Mercy Kill. Nade Launcher deals up to 100% additional damage based on the target's missing health, basically turning your grenade launcher into an execute. This is also good. for quickly just nuking a target, because her grenade launcher already does 700 damage. Being able to deal 700 more damage on top of that, so 1400 damage depending on if they're half health, I think is about where it gets that high. It might be at 1200 at that point, but being able to nuke someone's health like that is also really good. So hers are pretty damn awesome in all my opinions. So you can run any one of these at any given time, and it's a good idea. I don't see how any of these are bad. Being able to lifesteal and live, really good. Being able to just kill a motherfucker outright, good. Being able to tell your friends to kill a motherfucker outright, also really good. Don't think there's any clear winner unless you're playing competitive and communicating, or whether or not you're solo queuing, in my opinion. And then Victor, the man with more damage, and then healing for whatever reason. Gain 50% bonus damage while using iron sights. Seeing as how iron sights makes your accuracy way better than hip firing, I feel like iron sights might win out most of the time, because gain 30% damage, bonus damage while hip firing, my bad. That's great, but his hip fire penalty, like the recoil on one shot of hip fire, severely outweighs one shot of iron sights. Like I didn't test this, but I noticed it when I was just in the shooting range and just like one tapping with hip fire. Like the recoil you get off one tap of hip fire, or whereas you get off of one tap of your iron sights, like when you're aimed down sight, is vastly different, because his recoil is random with hip fire, whereas the recoil on iron sights is basically straight up. So would you like more damage that you can consistently hit? Then that's iron sights. This is more damage if you're playing kind of like an idiot, because you have to be up close and personal and just in someone's face and barrel stuffing them and doing twice as much damage to this, but you're in a position, you're like out of position and not accurate. This is a good idea for a card. I just don't know how well it's actually going to work. Whereas this works literally all the time, because even when someone's in your face, it's sometimes better to iron sight, because then you can make sure you're hitting them in the head. I also have a bad habit from Call of Duty of aiming down sights no matter what, so that could also be a problem on my part. But I just feel like, as Victor, you're not going to be up close and personal as often, unless you're a fucking madman and have backup. So I feel like this one's going to win outright overall. Cardio, heal for 250 health per second during hustle. I mean, to be honest, you shouldn't really need to do that. You should be able to hustle away and then just wait out, because of how quickly you can run away, unless you're up against a Maeve or Evie. So I skipped over Buck. I just realized I didn't talk about Buck at all. I don't know how that happened. But I feel like this one's the weakest, and this one's going to be the best one. I mean, this one could be good. It's just his recoil is actually different and worse in hipfire than it is with iron sights. So I feel like iron sights gunnery is going to be the best one. Since we're at Ying, we're going to go over Ying and then go back to Buck. I don't know how I skipped him. But yeah, Ying. Deal 200 extra damage if you hit all 5 shots on the same target. That was her old passive. It is now back and slightly better. Illusions can now target 2 allies when healing. Her illusions heal for 350 health every second. That means you're healing somebody for 700 health every second. They've already said they're going to nerf her. So even though this is the best card she has, easily, I don't know if you're going to want to get it, because it's already going to get nerfed. Like, it's literally, they've already been like, yeah, we're going to address Ying's. There was like 5 characters they mentioned. They were like, blah, 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 Ying and blah are all going to be addressed, because this is, without a doubt, the best healing card in the game. You use this, and someone healing 700 health per second. The only thing that can outdamage them, or outdamage that, is if an Evie is hitting them. But even then, 930 damage every second. It means you've got a benefit of 200 health per second. If they shoot back at you at all, you're going to die faster than them. Drogos might be able to kill them. Yeah, because he deals about more than double that damage. 850, smack that in half, 425, add it back on, 1,275 damage. Yeah, so Drogo's with his direct shot card could kill somebody faster than Ying could heal. But that is only with that. Like, that's so much healing. I don't know how anybody thought this was an okay card to put in the game. It's a ridiculous amount. And then Resonance. If an illusion is killed or expires, it triggers a shatter explosion, dealing 500 damage. Basically meaning you can just leave that shit everywhere and they'll just explode all over the place. Which is cool, but like I said, Ying is the best healer until she gets, until this card either changes or she gets nerfed or something happens. But as this legendary card stands right now, this is broken. If you're going to play healer, play Ying and use this card. That is all. Unfortunately, Ying is in one of those positions where this is the best one, use it, don't ignore the other two. Just ignore them. They don't exist. For all intents and purposes, those two don't exist. That sucks. Hopefully, when they change her, there's more of a competition between those three cards, but as it stands, use the middle one. Use Lifelike. So, Buck's free one is Ensnare. Net shot grants 40% bonus damage as long as the target is slowed. Which is his old passive, which is great because 40% damage on top of, I think the max you can get is 650, so plus 40%, which is almost half, blah, blah, blah. It's like 900 damage. That's a good amount of damage per shot if you hit all, not all of your pellets, but a lot of the pellets on the person. That's good. Bounce House, Heroic Leap has now 2 charges. You can jump in, and then if you start to get in trouble, you can jump out. That's really good. I like jumping. This is awesome. Bulk Up. Recovery heals for 600 more health instantly. Just heal 1,000 health over 4 seconds. So that's 250 a second. Meaning your first press of that button is 850 health back. If you're not being cauterized or your healing is reduced in some way, shape, or form from someone else. Just boom, 850 health. That's awesome. But if I'm going to be honest, out of all 3 of these, I'm probably going to use Bounce House the most because being able to jump in and Goomba stomp a person and snare them and just shoot them in the face and then be like, oh man, their entire team is coming by and jump out is awesome. Because I found myself jumping in and being like, oh man, the cooldown's about to come up and I'm dead. Whereas being able to jump twice, don't even have to worry about it. I can just jump again and be like, deuces, bitches. So I'm going to go with Bounce House because that's how I like playing Buck. Bulk Up. There's a serious argument to be made that this is amazing because it is. 850 health on a single button press by yourself is great. So this might actually be his better card. I like playing him like this though. And then Ensnare is good, but not great. I feel like these two are better than the additional damage in all honesty. Where you're gonna have to do I need to jump twice or do I want to heal and just be unstoppable? So I'm probably going to actually craft that real quick. So I have all 3 of these because this one's the free one and then you have to make these 2 or get them in chests. So I really have to decide which one of these I want. I like jumping, so I might choose this one. But that heal is really good and being able to survive through stuff is nice. I mean, it takes his heal from 1,000 health over 4 seconds to 1,600 with half of that being applied in the first second. That's stupid, absurd good. So Bulk Up might be the best one, but Bounce House is awesome, and then Ensnare is kind of yay, more damage. But with the other 2 options, do you really need more damage with that survivability and the adaptability of jumping? But yeah, it's all the legendaries. It's what I think about all of them. There are only a few characters in the game where it's this is the best, use that one, and it doesn't entirely depend on your playstyle. A lot of these, a lot of the legendaries are actually good in the fact that they make you have to think about what you're going to do. Is it this one that I want to use this time? Or is it that one? It really depends on team comps, your play style, all that stuff, which is great because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it to where it's adaptable. You can make your character your own and how you play it. But then you have characters like Ying where it's use that one. And until it's fixed, it's going to be like that forever. And then there's some like Kanessa where it's if you're kind of good at sniping but not really, there's an option for you. Even if you're godlike with your aim, you can use that one. And if you just have potato aim and you want to just use mines, there's also that. Or if you just like using mines because you're a troll, just do that. I like that. I like a lot of the legendaries. There are some that obviously need work, and then there are some that are just broken. But yeah, that's my thoughts. go ahead and tell me in the comments what your favorite legendaries are for which characters. This is just my thoughts on like which ones are what and all that good stuff and how the legendary system is working. And it seems to be good. Like there's no reason to be like shitting all over it. Barracks doesn't make any fucking sense with these two. Like these need changed right away to make it so I can actually know what the hell this means. But other than that, and then like Ying's broken one, yeah, it's the system does seem kind of wonky, because a lot of them do a lot of stuff, but I like it, especially now that they're cheaper. They're not stupid expensive. So yeah, that's my thoughts on all of the legendaries. Maeve is, be careful for those Maeve players, boys. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed talking about it. I hope you guys like talk about in the comments about what you like and dislike about the system. I think it's better now that they increase the rewards and decrease the amount of like essence it takes for legendaries, so that new players aren't fucking just abandoned and like have no hope to ever get legendaries. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.